This is Lumpen FC.
Welcome back. You're listening to WLPN LP Chicago, 105.5 FM Lumpen Radio. You are listening to Lumpen FC. If you want to get in contact with us, please reach out to us at lumpenfcradio@gmail.com. That's lumpenfcradio@gmail.com. If you want to make any comments or if you want to have a conversation with us while we are on the air, follow us on Twitch. That's on Lumpen TV. Go to Lumpen TV on Twitch. And we are currently on it right now. Drop any questions, leave any comments, join the conversation, because that's what this is about. Also, follow us at 3160firm on Instagram, as well as Barra Brava Brewing Co. on Instagram. That's Barra Brava Brewing Co. and 3160firm. And you can get in contact with us there as well. Just leave us a message, and we'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. We are going to cover a recap of what was the World Cup that just finished up with Spain taking the trophy at the end of it and cutting out Donald Trump's of the picture, which is good times. Argentina not really showing up to the game, and with some gossip and speculation of what's going on about that currently occurring today and since the game pretty much ended. We will also do a quick recap of the Barra Brava World Tour, which was basically a fundraising event that Barra Brava was doing along with Almost Inform FC, who is here with us today. Drew is joining us today as well, because we're going to play a little game that we call the Good, Bad, and Ugly of the World Cup. Quick recap of the Barra Brava World Tour. First of all, I want to thank everybody that participated in the Barra Brava World Tour and all the people who helped us raise money for local charities and events. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you for being a fan. Thank you for participating, and thank you for watching the matches with us. Appreciate it so much. Let's go ahead and get started, guys. Let's get started with the good, the bad, and the ugly of the World Cup. Rules of this game. Basically, I'm going to ask for your top three of the good that you saw, top three of the bad, and top three of the ugly during the World Cup stages and as well as the brackets. Let's go ahead and get started with Drew. What you got for your top three in the good?
I'll start with one for sure, and I gotta go with Cabo Verde being the most surprising and overachieving team in the tournament for me. Then I'll go to the ugly, the good, the bad. The bad, it was probably easy to pick Argentina's last match there in the finals, just really getting worked by Spain. Was kind of hoping for them to maybe open up a little bit more. We didn't really seem to see any of that. And in particular, ugly performance I would put on Enzo, their midfielder there, getting the two yellows, or what might have been a fair yellow and then a legit red. And
absolutely,
for that second foul there. So I know I'm kind of picking on them, but yeah, I'm just going to sort of open it up with those three things, I think.
Excellent. As for the good part with his Cape Verde, do you see that expansion probably being a good thing? And then the upcoming expansion that they're proposing, it hasn't really passed yet, but proposing a further expansion into the World Cup to allow more teams. Do you see that then as possibly being that good effect, that you're going to have that Cinderella team effect?
Well, I think it was
in the
good.
sport.
I think it's good and it's bad. Like for us, we're doing watch parties, so it's great for watch parties. There's a lot more of them. There's just more on the schedule. I think they said there was 100+ matches in this tournament, just total. So from that standpoint, I think it's pretty great. But it's certainly kind of cooked up so that the big powerhouse teams are going to, no matter what, kind of advance, right? So they have so many slots for the third place. Unless you're, really, really have a horrible sort of showing there, you're just kind of guaranteed. So, yes, it's good. Maybe it's not as indicative of the actual like level of the teams when they come out of those brackets, but I'd say maybe the good outweighs the bad there, just for from a non-partial standpoint, just getting a lot of games.
Excellent. And as for your bad, which was repeat your bad again.
I think my bad was probably Argentina's performance in the final. Just
now, Argentina's okay. In the final, yeah, that was a pretty strange to see Argentina play that style or in that way. They looked tired. They looked. I don't want to say that they were just kind of pacing along. I mean, although the comments about Messi walking around, but that's what Messi's done his entire career, really.
Even even the tournament, he's been walking around quite a bit.
Yeah, that's not anything new. I mean, if you've been granted when he was 19, 20, 21, okay, I get it. He moved around a lot more. But he did get into that sequence later on, once he hit that 25, 26 mark, where he was just kind of like, okay, I got to pace myself. I got the longevity of the game, right? Plus, he had the injuries, but I believe it was an ankle and a hamstring, right? The big one was a hamstring. I know for sure the ankle was a big one.
For Messi?
Yeah.
Oh.
I know he had an ankle injury like when he was around 26, 25.
Oh, I thought you meant like during the tournament.
No. In his age. So he kind of got into this, where he kind of just plays that half part of the field and he's walking around. So he's been doing that for a while. That's not something that's new. And I know people are pointing it out now because, with Miami, it's more visible, and now he's with the Argentina, the World Cup. But he's been doing it for well over 4 years.
He settles in, right? Like he's very much a little bit more of an observer in the first couple minutes of a lot of matches.
Yeah. And then, at the end there, Argentina, with the way they were playing there, especially in that last match, is I think they were looking for Messi to do something, or they wanted to feed Messi the ball in a way to see if he could do something, especially work that top, to the left swing that he does at the top of the box. And it just wasn't really working out. I think Spain had him pretty spaced out. So, yeah, man, I can understand that with the bad on that one.
I do want to say that since I'm picking on Argentina just from the jump, I'll have a really good thing about Argentina where that comeback against England I think was pretty special.
Yeah, that was fantastic. That was a good game.
And also just Messi's performance overall in the tournament was pretty spectacular as well, opening with a hat trick and just getting up there with the total amount of goals, which obviously Mbappe eclipsed him in this one, and who knows where he's going to end up historically, but yeah, there's a lot of good that came out of the tournament for Argentina too.
Absolutely. What do you got for the good over there, Sebastian?
Well, I was trying to think of it like, what were my experiences watching and trying to remember back. I guess the good part would be, as a Mexico fan, seeing so many people have fun going to Mexican matches or just any of the matches that were being played in Mexico. I constantly kept saying that the whole tournament should have just been in Mexico and we should have just cut everybody else off, because when I would watch games in Canada or the U.S., it just didn't have the same atmosphere. It didn't have the same inside and outside the stadiums. It just seemed like everybody was just having a big old party in Mexico. Like seeing like a lot of the South Korean teams and like their supporters, getting together with Mexican supporters and they're all just having a really good time. It didn't matter. It was like there was no animosity or like rivalry. It was all in good jest, and that's what I've always loved about the World Cup. That's what, to me, it's what it's about, and it seemed to be very accentuated there in those games, especially. The bad is, I think the obvious one is Infantino and Trump and their shenanigans, especially with involving with what happened with the U.S. men's team and the rescinding of the red card for Balogun, I believe his name is.
Oh, that was a whole, that was just, okay.
That was pretty bad, and it got really bad press, and I think it affected the team negatively. From what I understand, even Balogun came out and said as much, more or less. So that to me was pretty bad, and you could see it coming, and it was very obvious, and they went for it anyways. And there's always shenanigans, but that was so obvious. It was so in our face. And sometimes when you do things like that, you kind of want to keep it, for lack of a better term, kind of respectful. Like, all right, I can see you're gonna do something bad, but just don't make it so obvious. So let's respect each other here as a customer. And they were just so very blatant about it. Like, here you go.
Yeah, I mean,
we're doing this. What are you gonna do about it?
No, it was a pretty horrible event. I mean, they broke every. What was it like? Somebody had mentioned on one of the FA presidents. I think it was Portugal's FA president had mentioned, like, basically by doing this, you broke three pages worth of FIFA regulations and rules and standards.
Yeah.
By allowing this to occur, because not only is it a political move, you're allowing a leader of a country to basically fix the tournament. Like it was actually a very, very bad thing that occurred. So much so that Infantino's chair is now, being threatened, basically.
Yeah.
There is a big movement to remove him as president from FIFA. And I think that's the one that really sparked that movement.
Yeah. And then I guess the ugly for me would be kind of the downside of expanding this tournament to certain teams, to the amount of teams that we have, because as good as it can be, and it has been for some teams just did not belong there. Tunisia was terrible.
Yeah.
There were some teams like Cape Verde or even Haiti had a couple of moments where it's like, oh, you guys aren't talented, but man, it's all heart.
Yeah.
Some teams had it like that, but some teams were just like, I'm wasting 2 hours here. And if you expand it to 60 whatever, 64
it's only
teams,
gonna get worse.
there's going to be more of that.
Yeah.
It's like, there's definitely an ugly side to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be mine.
You get a couple more diamonds out of that, but for the majority,
yeah, there's a lot of
rough ones.
Yeah. And then that's also like the thing, like even when you get that, let's say in the NCAA tournament, when we're talking about like a Cinderella team, how often does that Cinderella team actually make it to the final?
But even getting the Cinderella team is kind of fun to watch, because it's like, oh, when are they gonna mess up, or when are they gonna drop the ball?
Mm-hmm.
These ones are just like, oh, I guess you kicked it.
You don't belong here.
Yeah, this is like, this shows that your country does not care about this sport, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But you don't have to show up, guys.
and it may not be so much that they don't care about the sport, because they could have a lot of passion and love for the sport, but you're just not there yet. The talent, and that becomes, the whole question of like, are we talking about money investment? Are we talking about, because Infantino would look at that and say, well, see, that's why we're doing this. Mm-hmm. These teams made that money, these nations, these FAs made that money. Now they can, put it into their systems and so forth. But let's look at it in the realistic perspective of, I've been watching this game for 50 years now.
Yeah.
And for 50 years, let me tell you how many times that money actually gets to where it belongs to build a structure for a country. Never. Like I can't say that I've ever actually seen it, unless the country itself takes over. But if you're allowing the FAs to stay, and do that on their own, nah, it's just not gonna happen.
The thing about this sport, it's not exclusive to this sport, but especially soccer, when it's bad, it's really bad. It's torturous. Like there are certain games that give the sport a bad name, where it's like, oh, this sport is just this, and it gets that reputation. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you have those teams that kind of give it that, because when two teams or even one team is playing very badly, it drags the other team down with it. Mm-hmm. And then it just I've never, like, it's like bad Shakespeare. When you hear it, it's like, oh, this is rough. Like, you're not coming back from that, Same thing. Soccer is very much that. When it's bad, it's like, ooh, this game is 4 hours long.
And you're going to remember it.
And if you expand it, this is the argument. If you expand it, how many more of those games are you going to have? There weren't as many as I expected, but there were still a few.
There was quite a few.
I'm glad I skipped that game.
There was quite a few. And we'll come right back to that right after this break. You're listening to WLPN LP Chicago 105.5 FM Lumpen Radio. You are listening to Lumpen FC, and we'll be right back.
30-second promo. 30-second promo. 30-second promo. You've never heard anything like this before. It's Postmodern Talking with Bobby Kahn and DJ LeDuce Only on WLPN 105.5 FM. 30-second promo.
Buddy gives artists and small manufacturers in Chicago a place to showcase and sell their goods and artworks. Buddy retails to a vast audience of Chicagoans and visitors at the Chicago Cultural Center. Buddy is a shop as local as it gets. Buddy is part of the nonprofit Public Media Institute. Visit hi-buddy.org for more information.
With threats of raids and immigration enforcement in Chicago, know that we all have rights, regardless of immigration status. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to refuse entry to your home without a warrant signed by a judge. You have the right to speak to a lawyer. Do not sign anything you do not understand. The best way to defend our community is by knowing and defending our rights. This public service announcement was brought to you by Lumpen Radio.
You're listening to WLBNLP Chicago 105.5 FM Lumpen Radio. You're listening to Lumpen FC, and we were just talking about the good and bad and the ugly of the World Cup. You had just mentioned the bad about being just these games that were just not good to watch, and that you're going to get that with the expansion teams or more of the expansion games. It's one of the things. I was kind of busy during the World Cup doing the World Tour. But yeah, it was like some of the games that I caught, and I was like excited. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get to watch this game, and I'm sitting there in the first half, and I'm like, this is horrendous.
Yeah.
Like, this is
You're not guaranteed.
no, like, oh wow, this was. I'm just gonna go back to work and and do some stuff online, and then do some social media work, and then take care of that. Over the years, in the past years. There's been one expansion before, right? And that was a while back ago, I think. But usually every match was a heated rival, or not a heated rivalry, but a heated match, contentious, depending on where we were. You were always looking at matches that were like, oh, this is a fantastic match.
Yeah.
And very rarely did you have that one. I was like, oh, okay, well, this is horrendous. Now, granted, it does happen, right? Like when we had Germany versus Barcelona, the 7-1. Right, everybody remembers that one.
But see, that was a fantastic match.
Well, it was fantastic. It was fantastic
because it was so memorable.
Because it was memorable. As a fan, you're like, "Wow, this is horrible."
It's unbelievable.
But Brazil was awful that game.
Terrible.
They were horrible. Like it was not a good. Like if you were looking
No,
at
no,
match,
no.
It wasn't to watch.
But it was like
It's just so memorable. It's historic. It was a historic event.
It was like.
But we had one match in this game in this tournament where I think it was like 6-1 or
Canada, right?
Yeah, 6-1 or something like that. Where it's just like this is
terrible.
This is just bad,
right?
And there's nothing memorable about this.
No, exactly. It's like the same.
Canada will remember it.
Yeah.
Well, but that's the thing is like it's the same outcome, but very different circumstances. Yeah. Like that Germany Brazil game, and was it 2014? That's like watching a UFO, and like the entire planet watched that same UFO. Yeah. It's like what is that? Like, how is that even possible? Yeah.
It also kind of cursed Germany when they won that game. Like Germany and Brazil have both been on sort of weird trajectories ever since then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when that happened, I was at work, and my girlfriend Teresa, I was asking her, hey, because I couldn't watch the game, and I was like, what's the score? Or no, I looked it up online, and I looked it up on ESPN, and it said something like, it was like,
I remember
5-0 or 4-0.
Text. I was like, "Are you watching this?"
Yeah, something like that. And then I looked it up, and I looked up the score, and I was like, ESPN, they're always screwing up. They don't get the scores right.
They don't know how to do this correctly.
And then I kept refreshing, and it was like, oh no, that's the score. And I texted Teresa, my girlfriend, and I go, what's going on? She goes, I don't even know how to talk about this.
Well, see, that's a game that's memorable because you're looking at two giants of the sport. And then this occurs. But in this tournament, you had that happen. And then there was also a 4-0 game where I was just like, okay, this is just throw in the towel. Let's move on to the next one.
Yeah.
And then what made it even longer, which is going to be one of my bads, is then, you're getting beat down, but we got to go to commercial break. It was like, just end it, man. Just skip the commercial break. Let us get through these 15 minutes, 20 minutes. don't worry. I'm not gonna buy your expensive vehicle. I don't care what Beckham is selling me right now.
Nothing.
Just finish this match so we can move on with our lives. And
Yeah.
I wonder some of the players. Well, there were a couple of those matches where the players they came back, from the commercials or so forth. I don't know. I was watching it on Telemundo. I was watching it on Fox. But the players were like, "Let's go! Like we want to play," and they're like, "No, we gotta wait. We gotta wait for the TV to come back."
Yeah.
And it was just like, "Oh, okay, all right." So in its visual, sometimes this tournament wasn't the best. Like it just really wasn't.
Yeah, I agree with that. Visually, it wasn't.
What I'm gonna say for good is that Spain won. That's one of my goods, and I called it from the beginning of the tournament, and I really wanted Spain to win, and of course I'm always going for Spain, so that was good. But it wasn't pretty. It wasn't that wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't like what I'm used to seeing Spain play like. What I'm granted, it's a whole new era for Spain. It's a bunch of kids on this team, and I understand that. But it just was like, okay, this was kind of sloppy. Like this was kind of like.
I don't know for Spain.
That group stage, they
maybe
they got out of the group
it
stage,
was
and it's kind of like, all
dominant,
right.
maybe the group stage, yes, but they looked like the most solid team.
Yeah,
They weren't relying necessarily on individuals.
No, they weren't even relying on offense. They were relying on defense. The
They
entire
couldn't,
tournament.
I
They
think.
didn't let anyone score on them.
Yeah, I think that their flanks on the attack weren't up to playing as well as they could have. So
Yeah.
maybe it was the most cohesive team by far.
Yeah.
Oh, it
And-
was very good. It was
and-
very well coached.
And they
yeah.
didn't play
Yeah.
all of their best players.
Not
They
all
didn't
the
need to.
time.
They played guys that were controlling the midfield and
Yeah.
just kind of dominated. And yeah, that would be my for sure.
Yeah,
like,
talk about a major reliance on the spine. You know what we always say in the game, right? The spine.
yeah.
The midfield, your top center players and your center backs were just dominating.
you can't
Like,
forget their defense.
You're
That
not
might have
gonna. You're
been-
not gonna. Yeah, the
Yeah,
defense. You're not gonna
defense
get the
was
ball
crazy.
through. Like it's not happening. And
They
you
gave up one goal.
yeah, they gave up one goal the entire tournament.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like this. Like it wasn't. And I hope they get back to that style of play. But it just was. It was like. I don't want to say it was sloppy. I don't want to say that it was like ugly or anything like that. It just wasn't as beautiful as usually you see Spain. The way they connect the ball, the way they do their passing, the way they find that open player, the way they create the open spaces. That just wasn't there yet.
Yeah, there's definitely like that lacking of beauty that the sport can produce. But honestly, the best way that I can describe it is I feel like Spain kind of captured what I think might be how this sport is actually designed. It's designed to be a defensive game, and they absolutely did that to a T. They did everything in a way that's like maybe not the most beautiful of the sport, but the best of the sport. They it's a defensive game. They played defensively great. They moved the ball around great. They positioned themselves great. Their tactics were great. Like it's not beautiful like what Brazil did like with Pele or something like or Jogo
Right.
Bonito. It's not that. Or even the Spain of 2010 who won it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not the tiki taka thing.
Yeah.
But there's no it's like a very bare bones. This is what the sport
Mhm.
is, and this is if you just take it, if you strip it down
Yeah,
to its essentials,
they simplified.
and
it.
you play those essentials and the fundamentals perfectly,
Mhm.
this is what you get. And I felt like that's what that was.
It was absolutely, I agree. It was a very simplified form
Yeah.
of playing the game, which makes sense, right? Because as a coach, you don't really get a whole lot of time with these players. You don't get,
Yeah.
you're not spending weeks and weeks and weeks in training. No,
Right.
you get them for a weekend or 1 week here and there, every 3 months, every 2 months. You play your friendlies maybe, and then you get a couple of practices in between seasons for the 4 years, right? And then that's it. So there's no real like, okay, guys, this is exactly how we're going to do this, and we're going to structure a whole playing plan. Nah. So
Yeah.
it looked like it was meant to be in that way, in that fashion. It was just like strip it down to the simplest thing that we can do, and then have these very talented players, which is what they are. Just handle the ball, don't lose it. Force them to turn over, because they forced turnovers left and right.
Yeah, they pressed really well.
They didn't win their 50-50s a whole lot. Like that's one of the things that I noticed is that they didn't really win 50-50s, but it didn't matter. Like if you lose the 50-50, but then immediately double team the player that did win the 50-50
Yeah.
and get the ball back, well then it doesn't
Yeah.
matter if you won the 50, you got the ball back anyways. But yeah, it was a very, very simple style of play,
Yeah.
which kind of led me to be like, Where's that Iniesta pass? Where's that?
Well,
Where's that?
That's why
They
for me.
subbed him out. They
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
put Fabian in there, and
Yeah,
he's just
exactly.
a brick wall, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, that's what Spain kind of did, was like they kind of just took that they took that away, and I don't know. For me, I didn't expect Spain at all. They kind of just, to me, it's almost like, oh yeah,
I
they're
did.
supposed to. I was just like, they'll win that game. They'll win that. Oh, you're in the semifinals all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Once they got there, though, it was like, I think that they were so complete and cohesive.
I thought somebody would have beat them by then.
That's the scary thing about this team, though, is like we're looking at this lineup, right? And I know them because they're all my enemies in the league. Pedri didn't really perform at that level that I see Pedri perform at Barca.
He didn't start a lot.
Yeah,
No,
and he
he
didn't
didn't.
start a lot. Olmo did not.
He didn't
Same.
play-
It's
he
kind of like,
didn't play
okay,
great,
he's
yeah.
playing and he's got skill, obviously, but he's not. This isn't the kid that I'm watching at Barca. Like, it's not. Like, where's that?
No.
Where's that extra step that I see from him all the time?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Cucurella is Cucurella, and you're not gonna.
He made a lot of money this tournament.
Yeah, he's yeah, it's Cucurella, right? But
Was he? He was going to Real before.
he's
going
going to
to
Real.
Real.
He's going to Real.
He was going before the tournament.
And I'm kind of
too,
happy.
right?
I think it was in conversations at the time. I don't know if it happened while he was at. I think maybe like right before the tournament it was decided, but I'm not really sure of the timeline.
Sure.
Which to me was a surprise because I didn't even know that was in the works. But hey, I know we didn't do defensive line, so yeah, I'll take him.
Just didn't surprise me. They need him.
Yeah, we need a
oh,
defensive
yeah.
line. Yeah, so I'll take Spain is my good, and of course the Barra Brava World Tour, man, that was fantastic. How many people turned up? How many people showed up? How many people participated? That was to me it was very humbling. Like, oh wow, we put this together. And people showed up. People appeared, and people enjoyed themselves, which I was like, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
This was fun, and because of some of the very ugly stuff that happened with this World Cup, I was like, you know what? It's about the community instead. So, thank you to the community for making it great, making it a great tournament. What's your other?
Do another good, bad, and ugly.
Yeah,
Okay.
do another good.
So I got a pretty good, good. Mbappe had a great tournament.
Yeah.
I don't know if we touched on him yet, but now he is the leading goal scorer in the World Cup period. He had a great run. France looked a little lost when they lost to Spain in their semis, but aside from that, fairly unstoppable.
So is that all time or in this tournament?
All time.
All time. Okay.
All Yeah. time.
Because Bellingham
Also this tournament.
caught up, right? Like
No.
I thought Bellingham
No.
caught up with the hat trick that he did.
He's Messi and him are the only ones that
Okay,
are sort of
okay,
close,
okay.
and
Yeah.
he's one up on Messi, and we got to assume Messi's probably not coming back. Mbappe's 27, so
No, he's got at least 2 left.
he's probably got a few left.
Yeah.
So that would be my good for sure. Just his performance. Bad, I would say Germany. Germany had a couple pretty big losses there to Paraguay and Ecuador. I mean.
Yeah.
On the flip side of that, good for Central America.
Yeah.
For
that's
sure.
Now, CONCACAF showed up. CONCACAF showed up for this tournament, and good for them, because we're usually just talking trash about CONCACAF because
They like to talk trash too, but
and it's like,
Yeah.
but it was it was home base. You gotta perform, right? And they did well.
yeah, I would say on the flip side of the German underperformance. But okay, so ugly. I'm gonna say I know this is a little bit of a joke, but Erling Haaland is kind of ugly, but he had a great tournament. So if I'm gonna think like ugly, like
No, I mean, no.
But see, okay, here's the thing.
Okay. It's subjective. I'm not gonna say
Yeah,
it's
subjective.
ugly or not.
Subjective.
But the thing that I can't stand.
He didn't play ugly.
I can't stand how much I like that guy.
Yeah,
I do like him.
Yeah.
He seems like I'd hang out with him.
Okay.
probably.
Not-
You know?
Yeah, appearance is subjective. That's fine, but he makes ugly look good.
Yeah,
He's a guy that I would like to hang out with too.
Yeah.
He just jokes around the entire time. He was dude. Yeah. That's definitely a dude I'd like to have a beer with.
Yeah.
Also, like honestly, if you've ever seen the movie The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly,
Oh, yeah.
he would be. You could slot him in there in that role. I think he would do pretty well.
Yeah, that whole thing with him at the when he was at the cowboy shop, the clothing shop. And they were trying
yeah.
on the hats and the jeans and stuff. That was hilarious. Even the guys who didn't know who he was were just laughing and having a good time
his
with it.
name probably okay. So as far as like guys that really made a lot of money in this tournament,
Oh, yeah.
like just name recognition. I don't think anybody kind of boosted themselves more than
Yeah.
Holland did.
Yeah.
And then also Norway, they had a great run too. People were doing that row and stuff.
The Norway row.
Like,
I mean, they even showed up at the halftime
at
show.
Maria's, they were doing it, man.
Yeah, at Maria's,
You know,
yeah.
like,
That's right. Yeah, that was fun. That was loud in there too. It echoed nicely.
that's a guy that really, really, I think, put himself on the next level.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I mean, I don't know how much more he's going to get paid compared to what Manchester City's already paying him.
Yeah,
but-
Right.
I don't think he can. Well, it's just going to be interesting to
Technically-
see what happens because apparently the slap on the wrist is coming down. So we'll see what happens with him in his contract. But I don't. Isn't he the highest paid player right now?
I thought it was Isak. I could be wrong though.
Oh, wages?
Yeah,
No, we're not paying him. I mean,
Isak's contract was super big though. It's got some backloaded stuff and
oh
some stuff
yeah.
like that.
Well, Liverpool is weird because they'll give you like a base wage, but most of your money is made in bonuses.
Sure.
If you win, but like Salah was I think at 400K, which is probably the most we've ever paid a player
A week.
a week.
Right.
And I imagine Holland's close to that, or maybe a little bit above that, maybe
yeah.
450.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a little different.
It wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, I don't know what Isak's on. He's probably like on 3 something. I don't think he's at 400.
I think I'm just thinking, like I said, thinking of like
I mean,
the
honestly,
overall.
yeah. Honestly, that'd be an
Money splashed
interesting
when they went
you
to
know,
get him.
for any journalist out there or inspiring journalists. Find out how much these guys are making on their TikTok and on their YouTube and on their
Oh man, they're making
Twitch streams and stuff like that because they're probably matching what some of their salaries might be.
Yeah.
You know, not including all the advertisements stuff,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So once you add the advertisements, up, maybe so. Someone was telling me that Ronaldo makes just as much as he does on his marketing stuff. You know,
Yeah.
his Balenciaga contract, his Valentine. He's got all sorts of Ferrari. Is it Ferrari or Maserati? I can't remember who it is. Lamborghini.
Well, CR7 is a brand.
Yeah,
you know.
CR7 is just a brand. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that in itself, I mean, he probably makes more than that than he does in the Saudi league. You know, like
Oh yeah.
contract wise. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how much these guys actually make on the side instead. Messi for sure. He's not making at Miami what he does with his Pepsi contract
Yeah.
or his Adidas contract, right? Like that's
He's
just
got
not happening.
Well, we saw a lot of those contracts in commercials.
In
this
commercials, yeah,
This
exactly.
World Cup.
Exactly,
So.
exactly. What you got over there for good, bad, and ugly?
What else is good? I don't know. I guess there wasn't. It's funny because like some of those games were pretty fun. I've been watching the World Cup since I was a kid, and the thing is that it was hard to find some really great stuff during this.
Yeah.
I guess.
This wasn't a tournament with. Yes, it had its moments, right? But compared to other past tournaments, they always had that one moment. It was like, oh my god, that's insane. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
This tournament was kind of lacking in like that big
Signature
like
moment.
yeah, like oh wow.
Yeah, I
Like
guess.
granted, okay, so
That Argentina comeback.
the Argentina
against
comeback,
England
the
was pretty big.
England and France matchup for third place was all right. That was fun
That
to
was
watch.
a fun game.
That was fun to watch, but it wasn't like there was nothing on the line, right? Like, who cares?
I guess,
Yeah,
what stood out that was impressive, and I think we already kind of talked on
Spain,
it.
Cabo Verde.
Yeah, was the fact that all the hosting teams all made it to the 5th game. I think Canada, made it to the 5th game.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Canada, Mexico, and US.
I didn't expect
As
that.
by design, I think.
Yeah, I just didn't. Even by design, I didn't think they were. All 3 of them weren't good enough to get to the 5th
Can
game.
we, can we sidebar that real quick because I want to talk about how well Mexico played and how poorly I think that the USA sort of played once you got. I mean, Mexico had a great tournament.
Yeah,
So I was sort of having a conversation with somebody, and it's just like, these North American teams, they're all sort of the same sort of box there. But I argued that, no, I think Mexico played great. I think
Yeah.
that they went out guns blazing. I think that, their run really sort of, I think, inspired a lot of what we were doing with the world tour at Mars and Maria's and all over. You know, I mean, being able to sort of capture some of that emotion was very, very, you know. And on the flip side of that, when they went out, I knew that the end was near, you know, as far as things go. It's like I feel like a lot of the emotion sort of got taken out of the room when Tree
That's a good point. Yeah, I agree with that. They were, especially when we were watching, which was, I guess, part of like the good of this was those games that we hosted for Mexico were just crazy. I haven't seen Mars that packed in a long time, and that rambunctious, and that brought out a lot of the good in people and a lot of the good in the supporters and the fans, and it was really fun to see.
And we had a great South Korean sort of contingency there.
Also, and again, they were all getting
that game
along.
in particular. I mean, they were all pretty great, but that South Korea Mexico one, I think, was that was their second match, right? That was pretty special.
It was, and it was fun, and it was like tense, and it was good. That was a good time. A bad, I would say probably the obvious one again would be the hydration breaks.
Halftime show.
Well, you can just throw in the actual halftime show for the final game. That was pretty bad.
We just kind of call it the Americanization of the sport, like the Americanization of it. Like, you have players that are now that it's over, and and they're not going to get fined. Just like, nah, we don't want this. Like, this is not.
Well, I don't think it should be like. It's weird. I'm not on the fence in the sense that I don't think that the hydration breaks had to be every single game, so on and so forth. I sympathize in the sense of most of these players have just played 60-game season between their club and what they did in Europe and stuff like that, or extra games. So I can kind of see that they need a break. I don't think that they needed it every single game, and they said so as much. The real bad part of it was the commercials. Though, because you didn't have them in Telemundo. You only had them on Fox.
Yeah.
So that says to me, like, you don't need to go to commercials.
You don't need... Yeah. I mean, I agree with you completely. I mean, you know how I feel about hydration breaks. You know how I feel about what they want to do is that commercial time. They want 4 quarters so they can take their commercial break so they can sell you something. A lot of countries have been doing it for a long time. They'll split screen it, sell me your Doritos that I'm not going to eat anyways, and then split screen back to the game. What I saw, not just to add to the hydration breaks, but the camera panning. I don't care to see the superstars in the stands.
That's very American.
Stop cutting away from the game.
Yeah,
I'm watching the game. We're making a social what is it called, like a social deal here. You're gonna show me the game, and I'm gonna swallow your Doritos commercials, right? So stop adding to it. I don't care about Paris Hilton. I don't care that Jay-Z's in the stands.
Yeah.
I don't care that Beyonce's drinking water. Stop it, please stop it. Every corner kick that you're showing me somebody.
And I agree with that. But it's become a new thing, because even when I'm watching like EPL games or whatever, I think it's just bad direction. Like whoever's directing these games, because
production.
The production. Because I'm watching it, and sometimes they'll scan to somebody in the stands. It could be anybody, any random person, and they're just showing them, and then the commentators are going, and I'm like, can I watch the game?
Yeah.
Can you put the game back on? Yeah. Or they'll just focus on a coach or whatever. And I'm like, I don't want to watch him. Yeah. He's not doing anything.
It's like the Taylor Swift Super Bowl effect, kind of. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, even for the Super Bowl, which I understand is super American, and I get it. That's part of the deal. Why? And then it's football, right? So there's a lot of breaks in between, and I get it. But you showed, what was it? They had a bet on it on one of the betting sites. It was like over under was like 50 times, and I think, or something like that, and it was over. Like, it went over. That's how many times they cut to Taylor Swift. Like, it was an actual bet on it. I was like, stop it. Like, just stop.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see this.
Yeah. Well, somebody does.
The people that place the bets. The people that place the bets.
I'd say.
So yeah, Exactly, ugly for sure. The production. The
Well, that was
production management
that
is-
was the bad. The
Oh,
ugly,
the bad. Sorry, the bad.
the ugly, which is actually I think it's like a kind of like a cool ugly. The pink shoes.
Oh yeah, yeah. The big mistake.
They were to me they were ugly because I'm more of a traditionalist. Like just wear the black shoes.
Yeah.
I'm really old school that way. Those pink shoes were horrendous, but in such a great way.
Yeah.
Because everybody messed up.
Yeah.
Everybody designed them the same way.
Yeah.
And everybody had those shoes on, like they all called each other or
Yeah.
something. Like, hey, you wearing the pink
Everyone
shoes
was
today?
wearing Payless shoes.
And they looked great against
Yeah,
the green background.
Oh, those
like,
ruse.
it was such a happy accident,
It was
So-
pretty funny.
So,
It was really
yeah.
funny. Except for some of the players that had their individual contracts. They were wearing their individual
Yeah.
stuff. That was pretty funny also.
Yeah.
All right, we'll continue with this. Good. And I had a list, and I was like, good was that the fields. The fields were kept, from what I could tell.
Yeah.
I don't know how much the effects were from the TV cameras and so forth, but for something that they're rolling into the stadiums, some of these stadiums do not have sun because they're covered. But
Yeah.
still, you're gonna have a hydration break for some reason. The fields always looked really well kept, really well managed,
Yeah.
and then some of them had a lot of games. Azteca had a lot of games,
Yeah.
and that field always looked good. So it was like, all right, so hands, golf clap to the
Groundskeepers.
groundskeepers out there, man. You guys did a fantastic job out there.
Yeah.
The bad, I was gonna say the hydration break, but yeah, the commercial time, and the cutaways to the people
Beyonce.
the people that could afford the tickets, and then that's the other one. The bad was definitely the ticket pricing.
Yeah.
The fact that FIFA did their own third-party system, used bots to buy their own tickets,
Yeah.
canceled people's tickets who had already purchased them to be able to sell them at higher prices.
Yeah.
The whole ticket scandal, and it's not a scandal. It was rigged. It was a rigged system to get to squeeze as much money as they could out of people. That's just bad. The whole thing is bad. It doesn't look good, and it doesn't make any of this fun.
Mhm.
This was a tournament that was in the United States. I had planned to go. Once I saw the ticket prices, I was like,
No.
nah, I'm not paying that money to go watch whoever they tell me I can go watch
No.
and sit wherever they tell me I should sit, and then
Yeah.
cancel it on me at the last minute once I'm already in a hotel and ready to go to the game. Nah. And I knew that was going to happen because FIFA's FIFA, and that was going to happen. They always have some kind of a ticket issue and ticketing issue and so forth. So for bad, absolutely. For the next one, in 2 years, according to Infantino, they got to fix the whole ticket thing. And look, I'll go, like you said, we're old school. I'll go stand in line outside the Sears
Yeah.
and wait for the ticket box to open. And then we all have to buy our separate tickets, 5 tickets per person, and then that's it. And you hand me the paper ticket. You can make it as crazy and difficult to copy to whatever. Use the holograms,
Yeah.
use the graphics. You can do that if you want. Cool. That then at least that's something that I can frame and put on my wall and say, hey, I was there. I can't frame my phone, and the little thing. I can't frame that. Like, oh, I was there. All I can do is take a copy of it and save it on my phone. That's it. No, give me a
Yeah.
ticket. Give me a ticket. Let me go to the game, and we're done with that. The new system doesn't really work for anybody, except for FIFA. They make a lot of money. Ugly.
Sure.
Ugly. Oh man, there was so much that was ugly in this tournament. Ugly. I'm gonna have to say what we did to Iran.
Oh yeah.
That was ugly. Like, yeah, no, you're going to have to travel every night
Yeah.
before you're going to enter, 1 hour before the game. You're going to leave immediately after the game. Not only that, the original headquarters that they were supposed to have here, of course, that didn't happen. It was switched to Mexico. The first one was apparently really bad, and then they switched over to another one. So basically, it's like, thanks for coming, but you don't have a chance because we're not going to give you a chance. We're going to make it as difficult for you as possible. And when you're talking about something that's it's the World Cup. It's supposed to unify the nations. It's
Right.
supposed to unify the people. granted, politicians and politics and leaders will always be angry at each other for one reason or another because they have to answer to the corporate overlords. But us, come in and play. Come in and play. Come on in. Come on in. Come on over and play soccer with us. This will be fun.
Yeah, that was pretty petty to do that.
Super petty. That was just ugliness.
It didn't
pure
do anything.
ugliness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll leave that one as my second ugly, an unnecessary ugliness to treat a team like that. You know, who worked hard for 4 years to qualify to get into this, and not in an easy area to qualify. So to treat them like that in the last minute is just pretty ugly, pretty horrendous. Let's get started. What's your last the good?
Bad, and ugly. I'm gonna go give a shout out to Morocco for playing pretty well and defeating Netherlands.
Morocco,
I think representing AFCON. Did one of the better sort of runs in the tournament. Bad, I would say. I don't want to say that Cristiano Ronaldo played badly.
He didn't play great.
He didn't play great. There was a pretty great moment where they had a PK and he kind of faked it, and Mendes scored that one, if you remember it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right.
That was a pretty good one. Yeah.
That was nice.
Pretty great goal. So, yeah, I'm kind of being a little tough on CR7 for that. But another sort of, let me think about something ugly. I would say, man, I'm just running out of stuff here. Yeah. But, like, yeah, we definitely touched on it, just like all the different factors and the politicization, and also just like the sort of cash grabs that are sort of mixed into everything, and whether it be the halftime show or the breaks for water or all these different sort of advertising spectacles. Yeah, that was probably, more so than anything else, more so than any of the games. I would say it would be the circumstances probably.
Yeah, I agree with that. For me, I guess one last good thing. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to
We're having difficulty with the good, and that's not good.
Because I mean, like,
we touched a lot. I mean, it's
there
were some shining stars.
What was surprising to me actually is, and I don't know if this is a good thing, but most of those stadiums were, at least towards the end, were kind of packed. I didn't expect any of it to be. There were some holes for some games, but for the most part,
I mean, near the end of the tournament, which is kind of what I expected. But at the beginning of the tournament, you could tell they were doing that whole thing where we're not going to pan out into the stands. Like, just kind of keep it here. Don't pan out.
Yeah, but I saw fewer I saw fewer stands, like not slams, than I did see more. Which I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I don't know what that says because at the beginning they were saying, or before it even started, they were saying it was going to be first of all, it was going to price out a lot of people, but also they were going to make it difficult to get to the stadiums, and then there was going to be all the security that was going to make it difficult. And I thought it would have probably kept people from going to this more than anything else. So basically I expected it to be emptier than it actually was. So I guess in that sense it was kind of interesting in its own way. Bad, I guess. I didn't expect, and we kind of covered this, but there were a lot of like children responding to losing. Like Argentina is like the biggest example.
No,
but they
sore
weren't
losers.
Yeah, they weren't the only ones. Like when Egypt lost, and maybe they had
well, they felt they were cheated out,
Yeah, but then they like, that was kind of like, it took Salah to be like, all right, guys, just have some dignity. Yeah. Maybe we got screwed. We're not gonna be able to prove any of this. Let's just leave here with our heads held high. We gave it our best, and they did, because they blew that lead, but it's not completely not their fault. Like, Egypt had a say in that, you know, and I think that's then a result of I've seen that a lot in this sport. We all have, where it's like, oh, you guys didn't deserve to lose, but and maybe the other team had help, but you were a part of it too. And I think
Yeah.
that was also a part of it.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's one of those things. The theory of you're never up against, the other 11. You're up against the other 15. What do you have? 11 on the field that you have to play against. The 3 referees that you have to play against. And then now the 3
Euros
referees
against
in the booth that you have to play against,
And I think they went out a little harder than England did versus Argentina. To be
For sure.
honest. So they
Yeah.
got that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess the ugly would be, going back to that, is the refereeing was good and bad. I thought it had some good moments, like I didn't even notice
See,
any bad calls, and
yeah.
some of them were just like,
I
"Oh, you
I
messed
agree
up."
with you completely on this one. Usually in most of the World Cups that I remember, granted, right, your memory is your memory, right? It's not going to be perfect. Usually the referees are non-existent.
Yeah,
They're there, and they're refereeing the game, but they're really not a part of it.
yeah,
That's ideal.
And then that's kind of what you want.
Right.
In this one, the referees were very much a part of this tournament.
There was
so much of the technology has gotten so crazy that the ball itself was part of this tournament. Like it was able to feel the hair
that was.
on
I'm sorry, that's cool. I think it's cool.
right. But at that point, we're like, well, then is it about the players or is it about the sensors in the ball? Like what do we?
The thing is that we opened Pandora's box a long time ago, and
Sure.
now you're not putting that back in. I mean, the moment you created touchline technology, you opened it up.
VAR.
Well,
the touchline
so
was the first
touchline
one.
technology is down to a millimeter. If it doesn't cross, then it's not a goal. Okay, so if you're going to scrutinize the game to there, where I can lose a game,
Which we shouldn't be.
or I can lose
which
a
I have
title.
been against since the beginning.
I know, but it's too late. Once you did that, now you have to treat
sorry.
it.
Sorry, you're listening to WLPN LP Chicago 105.5 FM Lumpen Radio. You're listening to Lumpen FC. Sorry, go on.
Now you have to treat the game, or you don't have to, but it's gonna start being expected. Like, well, if it's like that over there, then it's gotta be like that over here.
Well, yeah, then that's what I was saying when we
Yeah.
first started with goal line. The goal line technology was first, and I was just like, okay, but
Yeah.
this is a ball once it starts rolling downhill.
No,
we're
yeah,
not gonna be able to stop this.
Yeah.
And here we are today. Like
The thing is that no one would
the
take.
sensors in the ball can feel hairs.
It's that to me is great.
it's
That's what
ridiculous.
that's what I'm here for. I want, if it's gonna be like that, I want it to get towards
So
that.
okay, so then what's the adaptation to that? Everybody's gonna go bald. Everyone's just gonna like. You got players that have spent so much money getting plugs that you might as well shave them, dude, because that sensor's gonna feel that.
Yeah,
It's
maybe.
gonna feel the hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. And are we gonna go back to the
Do what you gotta do.
skin tight jerseys and shorts? Like, are we gonna be wearing like volleyball equipment soon? Because I don't want you pulling on my shirt anymore. So
I mean, you're not supposed to. Just saying. No, it's maybe. That's the thing about these sort of things is that, especially in soccer, you have to start adapting and taking advantage and try to get the benefit out of these new rules or these new changes.
But here's the thing, though, is that with all these technologies, it still has its failure point because the ball didn't feel when it hit the camera, when it got kicked up into the wire camera, overhead camera.
Yeah.
And I don't know, we didn't see the sensor getting really, but the ball completely changes trajectory. Like it is flying. Like if you were just expecting, if someone threw a ball and you're like, oh, you can kind of guess like, oh, it's going to land. You can kind of guess where it's going to land. And then it just stops midair and falls. Well, something must have hit. It must have hit something.
The thing is that maybe because I saw that too, and the angles that I saw it at, I couldn't tell it.
I mean, I know if it's a windy day in Stoke, like it's going to blow it back, but at least it blows it back. It's not just like comes to a halt and then just drops, like.
Yeah.
And then but it didn't catch that one. So it's like, so now you're dealing with the flaws of that technology also.
But that's not calling an offside or like the one with the hair.
Yeah.
That was calling, I believe it was an offside.
Well, see, but that's the thing, though. That's the question that I have is like, we've had World Cups, and usually it's at the World Cup because you're getting the best of the best, right? These are the best of the best refs, right? So, and a perfect example is the female team from Mexico. I believe the female squad was from. They were fantastic.
Yeah.
You didn't even know that they were there, and they were calling the game, and they got most of the calls correct, and then the ones that they kind of did get wrong were not important. They weren't going to change the game in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So like that was fantastic. So like, go back to. I mean, if you got referees that can do that, just go back to that. You know, like.
Yeah.
Granted, you're always going to have your moment. I think even with goal line technology and VAR and so forth, you're going to have your moments where it's like, I don't know about that call. And then I think I sent you both those guys that video of the physicist who broke down like, well, this is why you're not really seeing what you're seeing. And you say it all the time too. The camera's not really seeing what you're seeing.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like it's not really capturing it the way we think it is. So then if you're not allowing for those milliseconds of difference, well then is that toe really offside?
Yeah.
It may not be.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the thing. So I think that till the technology gets way more advanced, we shouldn't be implementing it in the totality of the game. Because one of the issues with FIFA is that they'll implement something into the World Cup, like the ball sensors or the goal line technology, and then they'll want it in the game all over the world the next season.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, like slow it down a bit, you know? Like VAR is a perfect example of that. They studied it for a couple of years. They introduced it into MLS to study it. They had it in the World Cup, and then, oh no, next season I want everyone to have this. It's like, well, first of all, like that's not. Now we got to teach the referees. We got to teach the camera crews. We got to teach. You know,
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah,
So
I
we'll see
mean,
what happens.
I think the same thing will happen. With what always happens is that the FAs have to approve of it, which means the teams. I mean, I don't know about all the FAs in Europe, but at least the teams in England all have to vote unanimously to implement those things.
I think in
So-
Spain also, and I
it
think
might
almost every FA has that. Like,
Yeah, so
because for each club, it's an expense. You know,
Yeah.
like you have to set up the booth, you have to set up cameras, you have to set up all that. It's an expense. Like if you don't have the money, how are we gonna do it? You know?
All these teams have money.
Well, but we're not like okay. It's not like MLS, right? In those countries, they need to think about the second tier and the third tier and the fourth tier, and then the pub teams. You know, so it's like, are they gonna have that? No,
No, they don't, and they don't.
right? And that's why
Not even Championship does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that to me was kind of
Championship is fun to watch too.
Championship's a lot of fun to watch.
Championship is fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can watch those games you can watch Premier League teams without it when you're watching the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup.
Mhm.
Those don't have those.
Yeah.
Those tournaments don't have it.
Well, I don't watch the Carabao Cup.
You should. I mean,
Meh.
it's just as fun as I don't see the difference between the FA Cup and Carabao Cup. I know we're digressing, but
Yeah, that's a whole other topic, a whole other day. And that was your bad, or that was your
that was my
your
ugly.
bad. That was your ugly.
The refs
Okay,
were
yeah.
my ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with good. I did have the good. Okay. The good. For the majority, because it's gonna be part of my bad also. For the majority, the fan bases.
Yeah.
Scotland
Mm.
drinking all of Boston's beer.
I got Scotland.
Fantastic.
That's my sleeper.
Fantastic.
They made my list.
Norway with the row cheer, the row chant, amazing.
Yeah.
Mexico fans, I mean, come on. What would
Yeah,
you say?
that's
Just
right.
Mexico fans, period. Just
Yeah.
amazing. Cape Verde fans,
Yep.
Oh yeah.
fantastic. And they're just great fan bases. And then the bad, Argentina fan base. What is wrong with y'all? Like get it together. Like some of the stuff that the Argentinian fans were doing, and I know that after the ball started rolling on it, everybody started picking on them. I guess because they're definitely not all going to be like that, right?
Yeah.
But there were too many acts of racism, guys. Like, what are you doing? There were too many acts of fighting with cops in New York. There were too many acts of just what are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
Everybody's got cell phones.
Yeah, everybody's got cell phones. So that was kind of like okay, and as it is with like my Argentinian friends and my the Argentinian teams that we used to play against, way back in the day, it wasn't ever really in that sense and that aspect. But I have heard, the stories and so forth, and how all of Latin America was against Argentina. I was just
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, so what's going on?
It
here?
seemed like everybody was for Spain in that final.
Oh yeah, it was.
Nobody wanted
Yeah,
Argentina
the
to win.
memes were thick and plentiful about how no Latin American wanted Argentina to win, and then you're like, well, to me this was kind of strange because I have heard it and I thought it was just gossip. Well, they don't see themselves as Latin Americans; they see themselves as Europeans. I've been hearing that since I was a kid, and I was like, all right, whatever, just grain of salt, right? Grain of salt. But now you have them coming. I was like, no, we're not Latin Americans. We are Europeans. It's like,
Okay. Sure.
it's like,
So you're in the middle of
I
South
don't-
America.
I have so much doubt now.
Yeah.
So that was kind of bad, and like okay, that was just a personal bad in the sense of like, wow, that just flipped. It flipped, what I grew up with, and that whole story, like Argentina is amazing, but it just flipped it all on its side, and it's just like, oh, that's so bad. That's so bad. The ugly. Yeah, like I said, I was going to use the technology, but we already spoke about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to. Okay, and I know this goes back to the advertisements and the commercial breaks and all that stuff, but the billboards on the side of the field. And granted, I know that they're all programmed and they all give you certain things that you're watching.
Yeah.
But talk about it, and I know that it's on purpose. I know it's on purpose. They've become incredibly distracting. Like the way they flash the light, the way they move, the speeds that they're traveling at. It's like you're watching the ball go by, and then I don't know if this is on purpose, right? And maybe I'm just seeing things I don't know. But as the ball moves, they'll move the scoreboard also, especially the scoreboard. Sorry, the marketing board that's on the field as well. So kind of like you're following the ball, but then it forces you to look up to like, oh,
Yeah.
who is that? I don't even know some of those companies that were on there. I was like, who are you marketing this to? I don't even know who that is.
Yeah.
Well, I saw a
Like-
thing where what they do is they use different frame rates on those so that they can broadcast it internationally. So it's like they use this frame rate for the UK, this
Yeah.
one for Asia,
yeah.
this
Yeah,
one
that
for
makes
Africa.
sense.
Yeah,
So it's just a lot of sort of digital mess that's going on there.
yeah. But I did catch it myself sometimes, just like, okay, I'm watching the game, then all of a sudden I'm like looking up at this, I'm looking up at that.
It's blinky.
Yeah, it's blinking. It's like flashes. It's like, all right, stop. I don't know who Anana is, and I'm not gonna buy Anana. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that company before. I'd stop it, and then I'd be watching the game, and then it would like it's meant to capture your eyes, and I know that that's the design, and I get it, but it's a little too much at this point. And granted, I'm watching on Telemundo, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can sell me a lot of things in Spanish because I know Spanish. I'm
Right.
watching. I'm watching in the United States, so you can sell me a lot of things that are from American companies, Chevrolet, Budweiser, whatever you want to sell me. Doesn't matter. But no, all of it was like Saudi products and
Yeah.
European products that I don't get. We don't get them here. Like, why are you? I can't afford to fly to Dubai or fly Emirates.
Well, not yet.
like I'm not flying Emirates, and if I were to fly, where would I fly Emirates to?
I don't know. I mean, growing up watching.
You're not hitting me with an advertisement here. Like,
Yeah. Growing up watching soccer on Univision, especially, that's a terrible channel for it because they'll split a
they'll split
game
the
all the time,
Yeah.
and they'll run things in the middle and underneath, and talk about the most distracting kind of
Yeah.
production. I've gotten so used to it that I don't even
Tune it
notice it anymore. I've trained myself to ignore it to the point where I'm just like, you're mentioning it, and I'm like, oh yeah, that did happen. I just don't. But
Well, I have
I'm
I have seen it. I have seen how they will minimize. They'll do the split screen,
yeah.
the 1-in-1, right, and 1 in the
Yeah.
other. And they'll minimize the game now because they used to you could see the game. Now they'll minimize it to where you can't see the game unless you're like right up on the TV. Like you can't see what's going on, so you have to watch the advert.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, all right, like
Periscope vision.
yeah, exactly. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
like, look, I did watch. We would watch. We turned on what most of the TVs were on the match at least an hour before, and they would hit you heavy with commercials. They'll have someone talk for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and then cut to commercial, and then another 2 minutes, 3 minutes, cut to commercials, another 5 minutes, and then a little weird like historical thing, and cut to commercials. I watched that for an hour. Like, I think I paid my dues. I paid my dues here. I paid my dues. So like, just show the game.
Well, see, here's the thing is that like, even if they take that away, it won't matter because the announcers are gonna do the commercials for you.
Yeah.
How many times were we told to watch El Señor de los Cielos
El Señor de los Cielos.
on Telemundo? It was like every 15 minutes. Oh, hey, by the way, there's this show that's gonna end. You better watch it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh
Yeah.
man.
How
I'll
many
watch
times,
it.
How many times did Donovan? Was it Donovan?
I don't know. I didn't.
The few times that I saw it on Fox, Donovan kept bringing. I don't remember if it was Donovan. One of them kept bringing up MLS, and it was kind of like a scripted, like, on Tuesday, blah blah blah, such and such teams will be playing, blah blah blah. And it's like, did you just make a MLS commercial, or did you just make like a weird? And I think that's on purpose, and I get it. But you know what? Usually when I'm watching at home, granted we weren't able to do it at the places that we were showing the matches because it's on the stereos and stuff like that. But when I'm at home, I turn all that off and I listen to music. Like I don't need to listen to the game. The sounds of the game are drowned out by the commentators, and I don't need to listen to the commentators. So I just mute music.
I mean, it all goes back to that just being a cash grab, right?
Yeah.
That's what this tournament has become, and maybe it always has been. But when you watch like club, like EPL or La Liga, maybe it's as bad. It's not as bad though. It's got its moments, but it's never this saturated.
They will do, like, if you're watching, especially EPL. If you're watching EPL, for sure you'll get hit with that hour long before the game. It's like cut to commercial.
Yeah.
And then at halftime, pretty much halftime is an entire commercial swing, right? They'll come back very quickly to Rebecca Lowe. She'll let you know what's going on, and then they'll cut right back to commercials. And then you'll watch the second half, and then again they'll hit you with commercials for another 20 minutes or so. So that's kind of seemed like the tactic that they've been using for a while. EPL for sure, the running boards along the side of the fields have gotten more pronounced, more colorful. Especially this last season was kind of like, oh, okay. And again, I'm not flying Emirates.
I think they're doing the same technology there because they're so international too. They're all over the world. The EPL.
EPL has a lot of Japanese and Korean advertisement.
Yeah.
A lot of
yeah.
And you'll see that.
Well, they get a lot of viewers from their TV rights are a thing. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that was my ugly. It was just like, wow, these like if you're watching it on TV and they're taking the enjoyment of watching it on TV out, then what's the point of watching it on TV now? Like, I'll just what ends up happening with me a lot, like I used to watch every game. I used to watch every EPL game and every La Liga game. But now the advertisements have gone so much, the commercials, like, I'll just watch the highlights on YouTube later today. Yeah. And that way, all that is gone. I still watch at least 40 minutes of the game, 30 minutes of the game. It's like, all right, well, that's good enough. And even if you have that VPN on YouTube, make sure you don't get all the commercials on YouTube either, right? So. If you're taking the enjoyment out because of the advertisements, then maybe that's something you need to look at again and be like, all right.
I mean, ideally, yes, but I feel like, again, that's another Pandora's. It's never going to change. Yeah. Well, they're never going to go back.
Yeah. And in the end, I want to see that study. I want to see that study from the people that are paying for the advertisement if they're actually getting their money's worth.
I would assume so.
I don't think I've ever bought. Look, I've never bought a Ford truck, and I can't tell you growing up how much NFL has sold me Ford trucks. I've never bought a Ford truck.
I know, but that's because I mean, the thing is, there's a lot of people out there who have bad credit who will still buy a Ford truck.
So. At $120,000 for the Texas edition.
Getting a credit card is free.
That's why you get those. Why do I have to pay this back? It's free money.
Yeah, that's right.
You said you wanted to do another.
I think we should talk about, did Lamine Yamal have a good tournament or not?
Lamine Yamal?
Yeah. By his standards, no.
No. Well, that's what I'm saying though. The whole That's what I'm saying. Like the Spanish team, because what if 4 of them are at Barcelona? 1, 2, 3. I think 4 of them.
It was
Olmo, Yamal,
Yamal, Pedri.
Pedri, and there's
I think there was another
midfielder
one.
too.
well. Wasn't
Uh,
Ferran?
Ferran Torres is.
I don't know if Ferran
I don't know if
Torres.
he's still
Okay.
in.
Yeah, no,
No,
he
he is.
was. I don't know if he still is. Okay, let's say 4. Let's go with 4.
Kubarsi. He's also a
Kubarsi, there you go. Okay, so let's say 4. Let's say 4 for sure, maybe possibly 5 of the Spanish team players play at Barcelona. So I know what it feels like to be on the opposite end of that crew because my team is Real Madrid. And watching them play, especially this last season, the way they dissected us, and the way they dissected La Liga
Barca
this last season, no, none of that was present.
Yeah.
At the same time, I don't know if that was the plan.
No,
To tell you
I
the
don't
truth.
think so.
Maybe this coach was like, you know what, let's do this. Let's just like Sebastian said, he simplified it so much, where all you needed was for them to be at 80% passing rate, and you were going to get those open spots.
Yeah.
They also didn't score a lot. Like you weren't seeing. They had that one game where it was 4-0, I think, 4 something,
Yeah.
and that was their last huge game where they were just putting the ball in the box, putting the ball in the net.
Yeah.
But most of them were 1-0s, 2-1s,
Yeah.
not. And one of the biggest things that they did, which defense wins trophies, is they didn't let anybody score on them.
Yeah.
They allowed 1 goal the entire tournament. And then let's look at this last game. It was a 1-0 game, and that 1 goal went in at 70th minute. So it was one of those things. That first half, come on, man. That first half was boring. That first half was boring to watch.
Yeah.
Argentina was trying, but it was one of those things. Was like, well, your midfield is not good enough to keep up with ours. So they just dominated the ball. They kept control. What do they have? 80% or 70%. That's another bad or ugly that we can add. The momentum thing, the momentum waves that they kept showing. Just go back to possession. The momentum thing doesn't really tell us a whole lot.
Yeah.
The possession they dominated that possession in that first half. And they were just. I've never seen such a rope tactic as it was this time. We're just gonna get there. We're just gonna get there. All right, we're just gonna get there, and then finally, all right, goal. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say that Lamine Yamal, no, I've seen the kid play, and he wasn't playing at 100%.
I think he was also nursing an injury still.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, a lot of them are nursing injuries because his seasons. Mbappe was for sure nursing an injury, but that kid was probably playing, and I'm calling him a kid because he's a kid.
Yeah.
I'd say he was playing 85% the entire tournament.
Yeah, but in that sort of setup, that's all you really need.
Yeah. Olmo was basically absent.
Pedri was worse.
Was worse, and they were still a very they still did what they had to do, which is insane.
Yeah, but none of them stood out. That's the thing.
No.
Like you can't be like, oh, it's not like Mbappe had a great
Or
tournament
Bellingham.
or Kane.
And that's
Kane,
that's
yeah.
Or
and,
Kane or
and there
something,
was those big guys that did have big tournaments, and I would say that maybe Pedri and Yamal are on the top of the list for kind of letdowns in it, but also De Bruyne didn't have a great tournament.
Right.
Well, he was on the bench
And
a lot.
Sadio
So.
Mane didn't have a great tournament, and Luis Diaz didn't have a great tournament.
Saka didn't have a great tournament.
And Saka, he did in the end.
I mean,
third
he
place game.
in the third place game, he came alive, but Saka was not having a good showing.
I feel
before that, I would say that it would have kind of been a bust without that last game for him.
Honestly, I would say that most of England, except for maybe the Mexico game, were kind of just like other than Kane and
yeah,
Bellingham.
if it wasn't for Bellingham,
Other
and
than
Kane,
Bellingham and Kane,
they
yeah.
wouldn't have gone as far as they did.
Yeah.
No way.
I mean, they were.
It's not, Declan Rice didn't exactly stand out.
They were
Yeah, even
breaking their
Rice didn't
arms
play
on
great.
their own on the sidelines. Like it was not a great showing on some of these superstars, right?
No.
But at the same time, that goes back to what the ultimate ugly is like there's just too many games.
Maybe.
And now they want to add more. They want to add more to the World Cup. They want to add more to the season. And now he wants to have a World Cup every 2 years. It's just like, bro, like it's just too much.
Well, as far as England goes, it's ugly because Tuchel's not a great coach.
Yeah. We'll definitely talk about managers, but Tuchel, don't even get me started. Man. Don't even get me started.
sometimes you can catch lightning in a bottle, though.
Yeah,
He's had some good campaigns, and he's kind of in and out.
it's too inconsistent.
Did he do a well enough job to keep this job, or well enough showing in this to keep this job?
No.
You think
I
he's
would-
gone in a couple of weeks? I mean, they're gonna wait, right? Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
he's gone.
I think he'll be gone.
Yeah.
If they're
There's-
smart enough, they'll go for Pep. But
There's too much.
well, Pep just signed
There's
with
too much pressure
Italy,
on that team.
or is that not true?
no, it's not true yet.
Oh,
no,
okay.
the last I heard is that he promised his family that he was going to take a sabbatical. So
All right. Well, we'll be right back. We might continue this conversation about managers in the World Cup after these messages. And you're listening to WLPN LP Chicago 105.5 FM Lumpen Radio. Talk to you soon.
This is Sadie Woods, and I'm bringing you Gridlock Sound Lab, Rush Hour Radio featuring house, Afro-Latin rhythms, world beat, disco, funk, soul, electro, and indie dance music. Gridlock Sound Lab, first and third Fridays at 4, only on 105.5 FM Lumpen Radio.
Ah, there's nothing like the soothing sounds of a coffee shop. I'm your pal Dud Lawson of the Chicago Printers Guild, here to invite all to join us on the second Wednesday of every month at 6 p.m. for the Chicago Printers Guild Halftone Radio Super Show. Every month we'll bring in one of your favorite Chicago printmakers to share the music they've been playing in the studio. You should tune in, it'll be a good time. The Chicago Printers Guild Halftone Radio Super Show.
You are listening to Lumpen Radio, supported by Mars Community Brewing, maker of the Mars Elixirs. Mars Elixirs are infused with Midwestern hemp. Mars Elixirs are available throughout Chicagoland. More information is available at drinkmars.com. That's drink, MARZ.com. Hi, I'm the voice of God at Lumpen Radio. Are you a business owner looking to promote? Or are you a loyal listener who wants to sponsor your favorite show? Lumpen Radio offers a wide range of sponsorship and underwriting. Visit lumpenradio.com/support for more information on our tax-deductible sponsorships. Support the community radio of the future.
You're listening to WLPN LP Chicago 105.5 FM Lumpen Radio. You're listening to Lumpen FC. We were just talking about the players that are superstars, the global superstars, right? Like just weren't showing up so much for this World Cup.
I got
really.
more.
Yeah, go ahead.
Portugal's midfield.
Yeah, Bruno. Nah, that was soft. Bruno held it down in the sense of like, okay, everything went through him, and he was consistent, and he was good at his job, but it wasn't there.
And Neves and Vitinha too, coming off of the Championship
absent.
League wins.
Absent.
oh right,
Neves was absent.
So was Vitinha. I don't even remember him in the tournament. I forgot
Yeah.
that he was playing.
Especially
until you
compared to
mentioned it.
how much. I mean, Portugal was pretty highly touted.
I mean, they weren't doing bad. Like they
On paper, man, show me the weakness on that team, man.
yeah. I mean, they honestly weren't doing bad. They moved along. I thought they were
Maybe
going to get a
depth.
little bit further. Depth is definitely gone. But what's his name? Also, the kid that used to play at was playing for Chelsea now he might have gotten traded again, but he was playing for Atletico.
Joao.
Joe Felix.
Also, like they put him on the field to
He looked lost.
I mean, Joe's been.
He's been kind of wishy-washy.
Yeah, he's been overrated for a few years now. It's like, I think he peaked way early,
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
never really improved after that.
Well, I think him getting stuck at
He's in the
at
Saudis,
Atletico.
Saudis now.
I think going to Atletico was his mistake. But
Oh, yeah.
we're not talking about Joao
Ja.
Felix right now. It was a mistake to go to Atletico, but whatever.
I mean, the
that's
question
all.
is also like, what most people have been talking about is whether or not Ronaldo should still be playing or should he have started or.
Well, I mean, this is his last one, so.
Yeah.
And he said so. He's like, "Nah, this is it. I'm done."
Yeah.
Yeah, he was crying, didn't get it, never got it.
Yeah, it's
But the Euros is just as good.
but at the same time though, that could have been maybe Bruno's last also. He's not getting younger. He's what, 33? 32, 33? Like
I think Bruno will get one more, but it'll be one of those like, I'm here to like usher in, guide, usher in the new guys, maybe play the last 20 minutes of each match or whenever needed.
Yeah.
But more like, all right, this is what you guys need to expect. This is how it's going to go down.
Yeah, Vitinho and Silva are not going anywhere. They'll be starting for quite some time, I would imagine.
Nor is Neves.
Oh, Bernardo Silva.
Yeah.
Albert, he's like 30,
Silva.
31.
Oh,
yeah.
not Silva.
Silva's got one more. Silva's got one.
Neves and Vitinha is who I mean.
Yeah, Neves will be back too. So
maybe in the next few years they'll be better than they have been playing. I just don't think that it's funny because like when you compare them to Argentina was built to get that ball to Messi, but it's been like that for years, and the results speak for themselves. It actually has worked. So you can do that. I think that was the idea with Portugal. It's just it seemed like the team was reluctant to do that.
I
with
feel like
Ronaldo.
they're similar though. You're right. I mean,
but I don't think the team was as much like Portugal's
definitely
team.
Not as cohesive.
I don't think they were on the same page as the Argentinian team.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we know who this ball is going to go to. We know who we have to get it to. Whereas Portugal's team is like, do we have to? Do we have to get it to him?
Does he have to play?
Does he that's
he
the
have to
sense
be on
I
the
got.
field?
Yeah.
No, yeah. And here's the thing though. It's like not that I'm a Portugal fan, right? I like watching them play, but at this stage, I'm not going to say that 2 World Cups ago, 3 World Cups ago, but at this stage, they did look better when Ronaldo wasn't on the field.
Yeah.
So
even maybe the last World Cup, you could almost say.
Yeah,
that too.
in the last World Cup, yeah,
that might have been a little bit more.
So it's kind of like the thing being, like, do you take, and that's what some of the pundits were talking about, right? Do you take this individual who is still one of the better players on the planet at his age? Do you take him off the field? Do you not start him? Do you remove him at the 50th minute, 60th minute instead of the 80th minute?
Well, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah. This thing about him playing 90, absolutely not. Like he couldn't. He was gassed. He could not play 90. Why? Because he's getting older, buddy. I know it sucks, but it's part of it. You're just not gonna be able to keep up with the 19-year-old standing next to you.
Yeah.
Not when it's this type of game where it's a running game. Like, you're 40. Sorry, man. Like, it sucks, but it's where we're at. I think Portugal. It's fine. I think Portugal is going to be fine. They have tons of talent. They create players like crazy, so Portugal is going to be fine. And I think they might do better without Ronaldo next World Cup.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't be surprised.
yeah, I'm neither here nor there really with Portugal. To tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I'm more like, what happened to France?
They played great until they ran into Spain. I mean,
but that's the thing, though. It's crazy. But when they did run into Spain, it looked like the whole plan fell apart.
But even the third place, I mean, they played 7 pretty good games, right? Yeah. And it only takes one.
As far as like tactical breakdown, I'm not too adept to that. But it seemed to me, and I don't know the details, that they didn't have a plan. The plan was, we have the best players in the world, and you don't.
I mean, that's a good plan.
And sometimes that works.
Dream team.
Real Madrid basically won 3 Champions Leagues in a row because of that.
Well, Spain.
So
Spain
you can't do it.
And Spain could have gone that route, right?
For sure. Oh, for sure.
They could have gone in with that mentality, but they took a step back and they're like, all right, man, we're gonna just build. Not necessarily because they did have a great defense no matter what, but that midfield. They put guys out there that were more holding defensive midfielders.
Yeah.
And they did that on purpose, right? And
yeah. I think that game, that the Spain France game,
it's a good example of that.
It really is, because the tactics against France for Spain were just, they had no answer for it. There was no response
for to Argentina next.
Yeah, they kept thinking like, oh well, Elise will get me out of this. Oh, Dembele will get me out. Oh, Mbappe will get me out of this, and they never did. That's not a strategy.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, so the way it came down to is the last 4 teams. You are looking at four teams with the best players in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, Argentina was stacked. Spain stacked. Granted,
Yeah.
Argentina and Spain, I would have to say, are stacked with youths,
Yeah.
with kids. Argentina's going to be fine. Argentina's going to be fine when Messi moves on because they got kids backing up
They always do.
England, a little bit more adult, a little bit more, mature players, and France, again, a little bit more mature group. But the way France was just dominating, especially in halfway through the tournament, in the midterm, after the brackets and in the brackets, there's just like, I don't think anybody's going to stop this team, this club, this nation from winning this tournament. But here's what I did see. So when it was against Spain, they played against Spain the way they played the second half against England in the third place tournament. They just kind of fell asleep, like they had clocked out. But they played the whole game like that against Spain, and Spain wasn't really taking advantage of it till they finally did at the end, right?
Yeah.
But it was that. If anything, like it feels like Spain kind of lulled every team to sleep. We're just gonna pass. We're just gonna pass. We're not gonna make mistakes. We're gonna pass. We're gonna spread you wide. We're gonna spread you wide, and then take our chances. But they were so young that they missed a lot of those chances.
And don't forget the defense too.
And then the defense, it's amazing. But it's one of those things where we can depend on the defense. So we're just gonna do this like back and forth, 10-foot. 5-foot passes, 10-foot passes, and it looked like France kind of just got hypnotized by that because they were just not there for that game.
Yeah.
From the
like,
beginning.
What's going on?
Yeah, I mean,
For sure.
And then it looked like, the second half against England, where England started making that comeback, where that's where they're like, nah, we got this, we're done, we're just whatever, blah, blah, blah. They started making mistakes. The passes were short. They weren't winning their 50-50s. And they, like you said, the coaching wasn't there.
Yeah.
There was no Descamps didn't get
I think
involved.
it was all tactics. I think that those two teams were far and away the number 1 and 2 teams in the tournament. Yeah. I don't think that anybody was really close. I mean, I think there's a big gap between second and third teams in the tournament.
Yeah.
So it just comes down to coaching, because even more props to France. That's the deepest team I've ever seen anywhere, bro.
Insane team.
The level of just players and talent, the guys that were coming off the bench. I mean, no slight to Spain. Because Spain had incredible players on the bench as well, but France was just
was happy.
Bonkers.
I was happy to see how I don't want to use the word useless, but how just absent Dembele was against Spain. He just was like he wasn't even there.
Well, I mean, I don't know about the whole tournament. No, because Dembele did score like 5 goals or something like that. Dembele will do that though. He'll
was just not there.
Yeah, he'll disappear.
There.
He'll disappear.
So was what's his name? Elise. He's just like
that one surprised me the most.
He just wasn't in it.
Elise, and especially against
Spain.
Did
you not get your coffee, buddy? Did you not get your latte? What happened, man? Like you're just not there.
He started getting really frustrated, and once the mental game was gone, Elise, he was ineffective.
Yeah.
The thing that surprised me the most, especially when any team played Spain, is that no coach could adapt to them. Yeah. Nobody had a second, like a plan B, and if they did, it was still rendered useless.
Yeah.
So that's props to Spain, but I never saw too much of a tactical change that was like, oh, I can see that. I can see how that's going to help them. No, not even Argentina against them in the final. I was like, I don't really see them really changing up much.
Even when Argentina reverted back to that classic, well, it's Western Hemisphere style of play where it's going to be rougher, it's going to be tougher.
Yeah.
We're going to hit you.
Yeah.
Spain kind of was like, okay, cool, like. We're just gonna roll with that.
Yeah.
We're gonna roll with it, and
they
it's still gonna come at
unbothered.
you.
Yeah.
And it was just like very. Usually that riles you up. Usually that's like it makes
throws you off.
Throws you off. It causes a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
They were just like, for a bunch of kids, they were just like, all right. Dude.
They must have been. They must have been doing
we'll
some
just
pretty
pass
good,
it faster.
pretty good yoga, breathing, meditation type stuff going on there. They were calm the whole tournament,
which is crazy because again, we're talking about 18, 19,
kids.
and 20-year-olds. What was the average age? It was like 21 or 22 on that team.
Something like that.
So like, there's at least 3 World Cups left for this squad.
Yeah. Someone will figure it out. I mean, just like you know, the odds are that somebody's gonna be like, oh, I'll do this next time and adjust it. And so
Yeah,
on and
that's
so
what
forth.
happened. That's what happened to the original Spain dominant team with Iniesta, Puyol on.
Right.
It was like, if they're going to tiki taka, we're just going to go after them. We're going to press for
Yeah.
90 minutes, and then
Yeah.
eventually that started making the tiki taka fail. You know.
Right.
Yeah, the system sort of came to counteract it, basically, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There's always something like that that'll come about, and that's the fun part of it,
Pep
right?
kind of killed it. Pep sort of,
Excuse me.
he was a big part of the tiki taka, and then I think his new system sort of is the death of it a little bit.
Well, I mean, the fact that a bunch of teams started coming up with a high press, a hard press.
Yeah, Klopp is the one that
Klopp
was
is the
like,
one that-
you
Yeah.
better rethink this, bud.
Yeah, Klopp is the one that kind of forced that. He was like, okay, well, watch what these kids can do.
Yeah, I'm just gonna outrun you.
Yeah, and it kind of started causing mistakes and problems and issues, and then teams started catching on to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to say the Klopp was definitely one that kind of put it. I wouldn't say put an end to it, but definitely was like, okay, this is how you break it
Yeah,
up.
It's a difficult way to do it.
Gegenpress.
The
Yeah.
gegenpress is difficult
Yeah.
to implement, but if you do it right, it's it's tough.
Yeah, the thing is that I don't
You have
know,
to have the
this is
right
getting off the
players.
subject. The right players, the young players, you're gonna have to have the health crew, the training crew to deal with the injuries that are coming, and you have to have a bench because.
Yeah.
Or you have to have kids in the academy. And if we're
Yeah.
talking club, you have to have kids in the academy that can come up and play because it's a very, very tough style of play.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it did change the way we play soccer now. The way the game is played now.
Mm-hmm.
And did we have any more? No, we already did the 1, 2, and 3, right?
Yeah.
Let's move real quick. Let's move really, really quick to Lewandowski and the Kuiper situation at Chicago Fire. So we had Lewandowski come in as the number 9, which everybody was like,
Yeah.
Because we wanted Kuipers to be behind him and
Yeah, we
kinda
wanted
distribute
right.
him with the big motor.
It would have been so good, right?
Oh, that was
a
the
nice
plan.
pairing.
Yeah, that would have been fantastic.
I think that's what Robbie's idea was a couple weeks ago, right?
So when we got Lewandowski, that was my idea. It was like, oh wow, okay, we're gonna have Lewandowski helping
the motor behind
Kuipers.
him.
Yeah, it's like this is gonna be insane. Like we probably doubled the amount of goals that we're gonna get if that was the plan, if that was the idea. But no, we ended up trading Kuipers to Monterrey, Rayados de Monterrey, which I'm okay with. That's fine. I like to have him there. I don't like the amount of money that was asked for. I don't think that was enough for Kuipers. But hey, I'm not in the offices, right? I don't know the TAM game. I don't know what TAM game
but
is.
he forced it too. They said, right?
I don't know. I didn't hear that.
No, I heard that he did.
Okay.
I
don't-
heard he wanted out. From my limited understanding, he was like, okay, well,
Did
I mean,
he want to
I
be?
understand
this,
that.
this
I
ain't the
understand
way
that's true.
this ain't the way it was supposed to go. So he was like,
Oh,
yeah, I
so
felt
it-
disrespected.
It was
I
after
didn't know that.
Lewandowski or before Lewandowski?
After.
Won? Oh. See, I didn't know
You didn't
that.
pick up on any of that? Yeah, that's my.
Oh.
Well, I haven't seen any reports about it. Like, I mean, I totally understand the feeling. You know, I get it. But
Yeah, that's the I don't know if there's anything official, but
So
Yeah,
he
I
didn't want
don't-
to play. He didn't want to be the motor behind.
didn't.
Interesting.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if that's the case, I mean, I understand
Which
completely.
is
and
understandable.
yeah.
Understandable.
I think he's gonna do fine in MX and at Monterrey. To tell you the truth.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I think it's a good move on his part. To tell you the truth, and I'm happy about it. Like, hey, that's my
Yeah.
MX team. So, yay.
As a Chicago Fire fan, I'm not that happy.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do?
Okay.
I saw a thing where I think that the majority of people would have rather kept Kuipers.
Really?
On the threads. On the
Yeah.
threads that were out there, if you're on the Instagram thread with Chicago Fire 97, all that stuff, that is absolutely the sentiment where it's like, yeah, this is great, but this is basically of the point of like you gave up a young player that has a future, that can develop, that can grow here, that can do the
Sort of
effectiveness
proven
for
at least this season.
for what is proven player who is for an older player who, granted, he's won every title on the planet, right?
And he's Polish.
And he's older and basically just to sell jerseys. He's not gonna get better.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
Lewandowski's not gonna get better. You
No.
know, like, and then now with Kuiper's gone, our team may not get better, basically just replaced goals for goals, right? Like that's about it.
Not
Like,
even. I mean, it could be one step forward, 2 steps back. Honestly, when you're looking at sort
Well,
of
we're gonna find out.
productivity and longevity. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well,
big-
he's already playing, no?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he played.
I haven't seen any games.
Oh, this is great.
They lost their.
So
they
so
lost on
Lewandowski's first moments.
yesterday.
Yeah, it was Miami. First moments into MLS with MLS's new propaganda of what is thank you world, we'll take it from here, which I thought was hilarious. It's a back pass.
us now.
It's a back pass. This is great. This is right. You got to watch this. You got to watch this. Miami's like playing from the back. So it's a back pass to the keeper. The keeper whiffs it, and it goes in the goal.
No way.
It's in like the
for
first
Miami.
The first 20
and then
minutes,
Lewandowski's just like, yay.
Oh my god.
But then they give up 3 and they lose that match anyway.
But that's your.
I did see Luis Suarez get
Suarez-
kicked in the face.
I think Suarez
By
scored
Elliott.
that game.
He didn't get kicked in the face. He was biting on a shoe.
Yeah, he ran into some guy's foot. Yeah, I got it.
Somebody else is going to Miami. They have
Casemiro. They got Casemiro.
They got Casemiro.
Look, at this point, I don't
right.
care what your tam gam lies are.
Right.
I
He's
don't
Real,
care.
though. They can only get ex-Barca guys.
I don't care. I don't care what your what it is that your salary cap. It's all lies. You're allowing Miami to do whatever they want, however they want. They'll just pay the fines. They'll pay the fees. And look, Casemiro, Messi, Suarez.
Hey man.
It's the most international Miami. It's
MLS
the most international MLS.
I mean, they
team.
basically have old La Liga.
MLS sold their soul to David Beckham
Yeah,
years ago. Years ago. This is just what it is, man.
Yeah, they're just doing whatever they want.
Not even really him. It was his management group, honestly.
No, but in order to get him to come to MLS,
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure there was a deal with the devil.
No, there was a
Like,
deal. There was a deal.
That's cool. I'll come here, but in 20 years, it's
I get
all
to own a
mine.
team. I get to do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Right. We're right up against it. So I'd like to talk more about this, but we are right up against it. You've been listening to WLPNLP Chicago 105.5 FM Lumpen Radio. You've been listening to Lumpen FC. If you want to get in contact with us, please reach out at lumpenfcradio@gmail.com. If you want to comment while we are on the air, follow us on Twitch while we were live on the air. Please go to Barra Brava Brewing Co. on Instagram, as well as 3160 Firm on Instagram, and that will give you all the updates of what we're doing, events that are going on, and any of the plans that we have for the future will be posted on those Instagram pages. Also follow Almost Informed FC. That way you can see what Drew is up to and what he has going on. We usually actually just bounce off of each other when it comes to Instagram stuff. So please make sure you continue following us there. Also, make sure that your friends follow us. We are close to the 1,000 viewers to be able to do live editions. And we want to move the Keeper's Box to a live program, which will be a arm of Lumpen FC. Once again, you've been listening to WLPN LP Chicago 105.5 FM Lumpen Radio. You're listening to Lumpen FC, and we will be back in a few Thursdays. Hope to talk to you all soon.